Welcome to World Alert Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Manila, Philippines, September 2nd, 2025. Headlines flash. Philippines opens new base near Taiwan. Luzon Strait, new flashpoint in U.S.-China rivalry. For decades, the Batanes Islands were a remote, tranquil corner of the Philippines, famous for cliffs, not conflict. Today, that changes. A new forward operating base on Mahatao opens, thrusting the Philippines onto the front line of great power competition. The world is watching. The air in Batanes is different now. Military activity hums where only waves and wind once ruled. These islands, closer to Taipei than Manila, are now a strategic asset. The opening ceremony, attended by military brass and international observers, marks the end of neglect for the country's northernmost frontier. The Philippines is asserting sovereignty in a region thick with tension. This base is a direct response to a world where distance no longer guarantees safety. Picture Philippine flags whipping in the wind beside radar domes and new airstrips. Soldiers scan the horizon, watching the Bashi Channel, a waterway now frequented by Chinese warships and aircraft. The Mahatao base stands sentinel at a critical gateway. Its presence sends a powerful signal to Beijing, Washington, and the region. The strategic map of the South China Sea and Indo-Pacific is redrawn. This didn't happen in a vacuum. It's the result of years of rising tensions and a shift in Philippine foreign policy. Chinese maritime pressure, growing military assertiveness, and renewed U.S. alliance commitments all led to this moment. The Mahatao base embodies a new national security doctrine, one that sees threats as interconnected, from the South China Sea to the Taiwan Strait. The Philippines is no longer a bystander. It's now an active participant in shaping regional security. The world's eyes are on Batanes. The era of quiet isolation is over. The Philippines has drawn its line in the sand. The new front line is here. Batanes was once defined by isolation, a remote archipelago, barely a footnote in Philippine consciousness. The Ivotans lived by the sea and seasons, resilient against typhoons, distant from Manila's concerns. National security focused elsewhere. Batanes was too quiet, too far, to matter. That era ended abruptly. The transformation from forgotten outpost to strategic stronghold is a major shift in Philippine defense policy. What changed? Asia's geopolitical landscape, China's military modernization and bold moves near Taiwan made Batanes' location impossible to ignore. Suddenly, proximity to Taiwan and command of the Luzon Strait became assets. The Philippine military and U.S. allies saw new value in the islands. Building the Mahatao base was a calculated move to project power into a long-neglected region. Despite logistical challenges, the government prioritized the project, recognizing the need for forward defense. Batanes is now the tip of the spear for the armed forces. For locals, this brings pride and apprehension. The weather is no longer their only worry. Military presence brings opportunity and tension. The quiet hills are now a bulwark against geopolitical storms. Batanes stands at the edge of a new era. To grasp Mahatao's importance, understand the Luzon Strait, a critical naval choke point between the Philippines and Taiwan. It connects the Pacific to the South China Sea. Any navy must pass through to move between these vital waters. For China, it's the path to break out into the Pacific. Control the strait, control access. The strait's geography, narrow channels, scattered islands, makes it ideal for monitoring and interdiction. The Mahatao base sits astride the Bashi Channel, the main deep-water passage for submarines and warships. It gives the Philippines and allies unprecedented situational awareness. In any Taiwan conflict, control of the strait is crucial for both China and the U.S. The base gives Manila leverage in any crisis. Economically, the strait is vital. Global trade and energy supplies flow through. By establishing Mahatao, the Philippines defends not just its territory, but the freedom of navigation for the world. The base is a deterrent at a global crossroads. The Mahatao base was built in response to rising Chinese military activity. Chinese vessels harassed Filipino fishermen in the West Philippine Sea, but now their focus extends north. Warships and jets pass through the Luzon Strait, flexing power near Taiwan. Manila realized China's ambitions threaten not just the South China Sea, but the Philippines' own security and citizens in Taiwan. The nation needed a credible deterrent and better monitoring of its northern doorstep. This urgency coincided with a revitalized U.S.-Philippines alliance. Both countries saw shared interests in countering Chinese assertiveness. Enhanced defense cooperation followed, expanded exercises, U.S. access to bases under EDCA and technical support for Mahatao. The base is a product of this partnership, a sovereign Philippine facility, but with amplified value through alliance. It's a clear signal to Beijing, the Philippines is not alone, and its northern frontier is guarded. The alliance is now a cornerstone of Philippine security. The Mahatao base has a threefold mission: defense, surveillance, and humanitarian aid. First, it's a staging ground for rapid military response, deterring incursions and defending the nation's northernmost territory. Upgraded airstrips, naval facilities, and pre-positioned equipment make Batanes a hard target. Second, advanced radars and drones provide persistent surveillance of the Luzon Strait, giving the Philippines and allies real-time intelligence. This leap in capability enables joint monitoring and a common operating picture for the region. Third, the base is a hub for disaster relief, stockpiling aid, launching rescue missions, and supporting the local community during typhoons. These missions are interconnected. Strong defense relies on good intelligence, and community trust strengthens resilience. Mahatao is more than a military outpost, it's a comprehensive security hub. It protects territory, monitors threats, and cares for people. The base embodies a holistic approach to 21st century security. Batanes is now both shield and sanctuary. Mahatao is more than hardware, it's a symbol of national will. For a country often seen as reactive, building this base is a bold, assertive move. It signals confidence in defending the national interest, both to Filipinos and the world. The base is a message to China. The Philippines will not be intimidated. A physical presence on the frontier is a line that can't be ignored. It raises the stakes for any aggressor and anchors deepening alliances with the US, Japan, and Australia. Joint exercises here show solidarity and collective resolve. For the Ivotans, the base brings recognition and opportunity, but also the reality of global tensions on their shores. Mahatao is a symbol of both security and risk. Its concrete and steel embody the Philippines' new strategic role. The frontier is now the nation's vanguard. The Mahatao base ties the Philippines deeper into the Indo-Pacific Alliance network. It's not just a Philippine base, it's a strategic node for the US and partners. Under EDCA, US forces can use Mahatao for logistics, surveillance, and staging, countering China's geographic advantage. Japan and Australia, reliant on secure sea lanes, see a stable Philippines as vital. The base enables joint training, intelligence sharing, and coordinated patrols. Exercises like Balikatan now focus on external defense and maritime security with Japanese and Australian participation. A de facto quadrilateral partnership is emerging, with the Philippines as a central player. Critics warn this risks autonomy, but proponents argue alliances are essential in the face of existential threats. By strengthening alliances and contributing Mahatao, the Philippines is an active partner, not a pawn. The base is a testament to a new, assertive alignment. Mahatao's strategic value comes with real risks. China sees the base as a provocation and could retaliate with military or economic pressure. The Philippines must brace for sustained tension with its powerful neighbor. Hosting a key US facility links Manila to any US-China conflict. Mahatao could become a target if war erupts over Taiwan. The government must balance alliance commitments with national interests and manage domestic skepticism. Local communities need assurance their way of life is protected. With nearly 200,000 Filipinos in Taiwan, Mahatao could be vital for evacuation in crisis. The base is both shield and potential flashpoint, a heavy responsibility for Manila. The Mahatao base marks a turning point for the Indo-Pacific. The Philippines is now an active shaper of its security environment, not a bystander. Other Southeast Asian nations are watching, weighing their own choices. The stakes: will the region be ruled by one power or by law and shared sovereignty? Mahatao is a bet on a rules-based order, backed by credible defense and alliances. The risks of miscalculation are real. One incident could spark crisis. The future demands professionalism, restraint, and clear communication. Mahatao is just the beginning. Expect more upgrades, deeper cooperation, and a permanent role in regional security. The Philippines has moved from object to actor in great power competition. The quiet Batanes Islands are now at the epicenter of a defining contest, and the world is watching.